Hello everyone, Vijay22 back again. Some more What's on Deck, your weekly look at what is new and upcoming in the world of playing cards. Let's start off with Kickstarter. We'll recap some of the stuff that's on there, of course, and we'll look at some of the new stuff. First of all, the Artist Playing Cards from Parama is funded, 7 days to go. I wasn't a huge fan, not a huge fan of that one myself. It just really doesn't do a whole lot for me, and I don't like how there's two versions just because one has borders and one doesn't have borders. And they're the same color and everything. It's just borders and no borders. It seems like unnecessary to have two versions just because you want borders and non-borders. Anyway. We do have a new one down here from Collectible Playing Cards. It's called the Bicycle Koi. It is 70% funded, 27 days to go. It's just a matter of time. And it is inspired by the Koi Fist, which I don't know a whole lot about. But it looks like a goldfish, though. It looks like the type of fish you'd have in an aquarium at home. I could be wrong. It's an interesting back design with just a red border and a pattern made up of the fish. And court cards are basically standard. They modified the colors, as you can see, and they have some customization in the pips. And same with the number cards, nice ace of spades, simple. And then the jokers, they got some fists on there as well. I don't like that the jokers are a different color than the rest of the cards. I just don't, it's not my preference to have jokers that stand out from the rest of the deck. They should be all the same color, as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, it's not a bad looking deck, and it's one that I would look to get later on, eventually. Safe Playing Cards by Bokobo, just not a fan of the pips and whatnot with that one, but it is funded with 9 hours to go. That's from Bokobo. The Q Playing Cards by Simply Playing Cards, which is simply not getting funded. It's 4% funded, 3 days to go. Just not going to happen. It's just not good. As you can see, the back design of the jokers there, just simply not good. The new T Playing Cards by TCC Playing Cards is well funded, 10 days to go, fairly inexpensive, and there's a black deck and there's a wine red deck, a dark red deck, and there's also a gaff deck you can get. And I mean, I guess it's okay for what it is. It's a simple deck. It's their rider back, if you will, their standard deck. So if you like a simple deck with a very simple back design and cheap prices, you might as well check it out. Infinite Playing Cards. It's not even how you spell infinite. Or infinite, or whatever that was, by D. Phillips, is 99% funded, 9 days to go. It's going to fund, it's just a matter of time, but I cannot endorse it because, to me, it's just a blatant ripoff of the Implicit deck. I mean, you look at the back design, it's basically the same thing. Black diagonal space through the center with a symbol within a circle in the middle, and then the triangles and whatnot in the corner. And then, I mean, it's an infinity symbol there. And that's not the original either, and this standard case is basically, I just can't get behind it. We do have a couple other new ones here to look at. First, you got the black Poker Playing Cards by Mikel Spatola. Oh, great. Another one by him. This guy just cannot seem to grasp that people don't want his product. It's 22% funded. 12 days to go. I don't think it's going to happen. Looks like it's a very short, 15-day project. Thank goodness. The back design, we'll look at these cards very quickly. I'm not sure who's producing it. The court cards are, I mean, they're not amazing. At least they're custom. The figure seems very simple. Like, I mean, that's like something that pretty much any designer could design. I would think. I would gather. It's nothing extraordinary. And yeah. And it's okay, it's printed by MPC. Terrific. The back design, well, there's a lot of black going on there, and there's these circles with nothing in them just because why not? I mean, there's some stripes I see, diagonal stripes. That's about it. It's Very simple. The rest of the court cards more the same. They're just random people, and they're all wearing black. It's like here comes the man in black. It's the man in black deck, except they're not wearing suits with sunglasses, and there's women too. So who knows? Oh wow. At least he's geometrically balanced the whole thing, because that's incredibly necessary. It's just really simple, and I don't know, I'm not a huge fan. And I don't think too many people are, from the looks of it. Next we got the Ouroboros 2nd edition by Empire Arts. It is 78% funded, 25 days to go. I think this might be a relaunch. I'll have to double check actually. Come on. Anyways, the cards, the bat design it's okay, as you can see, and the tuck is okay. Printed by Nage Cards, which I've never, well, I mean, I've heard of them before. I have no experience with their cards. I don't think the quality is going to be tremendous. Only 180 being produced, so it's pretty limited. I do get the faces. They're not very exciting. They're very kind of generic. At least the Ace of Spades is pretty generic for me. And then the court cards, they're not great in my opinion. And yeah. And the number cards, of course, are pretty simple. I just want to double check this very quickly. Yeah, it failed already funding a couple of times. It was canceled once, failed a second time, and now it looks like it's going to fund because they have a fairly low goal of like 2,000 euros or whatever it is. But I can't really endorse this one because this creator has on multiple occasions used, actually it's almost 2,500 euros for a goal, over 2,400. I can't endorse it. I can't recommend it because this creator has on a couple of occasions used court card artwork from other designers like Lorenzo and also the White Knuckles decks, and that's not cool. And what he has designed is not overly tremendous. Leo deck by JD14 is funded, 12 hours to go. I'm not a huge fan, especially the fact that you can't really see the artwork too well because it's small image showing you all the cards. It's not very good. Bicycle limited edition collectible cards, 100th deck design by collectible cards, is well funded, 14 days to go. Looks very nice. The tuck base is going to look pretty good, I think, with the foil on it. Anchorage playing cards by Lucas Hartung until Grassman is 55% funded, 11 days to go. I'm not sure it's going to fund. I have found out that the faces, I'm still not a fan of them. They look like they're all black. They're not. They're apparently black and navy blue. They still all look black to me, and it's not a good combination of the colors, especially from the looks of it, and especially if you're looking for a deck where the red suits and the black suits are identifiable. And the only customization is the addition of those birds and or wheels, steering wheels on the cards. World Wilds playing card by Robinson Wood, which I wasn't a huge fan of myself either, is well funded, 7 days to go. I just thought some of the artwork could have been better, I guess. Millennium playing cards by Galaxy Designs is funded, 4 days to go. Good for them. I just am not a huge fan of some of the elements myself as well. Particularly the diamonds. They just don't seem to fit with the other suits. Bicycle Knights from Will Roya is funded, 7 days to go. Not a bad looking deck, one I would look to get later on. Artist playing cards, Ink Tea and Alcohol by Karen Griffiths. is well funded. 20 days to go. I must have had a pretty low goal. It's an okay, artsy deck, but just not my cup of tea. Let me look at those images right there. Pixel Bug playing cards by Mark V. 5% funded, 3 days to go. It's not going to happen. Was never going to happen. Demonology playing cards by Emmanuel Valtiera, tongue-tied for some reason, is funded. 26 days to go. Happy for him. I'm just not too interested in it. It's not really my cup of tea, the theme and the demons and whatnot. I've got other decks obviously with demonic figures. This one's not doing it for me. Mesmerize playing cards by Jonas Kelstrup is 39% funded, 21 days to go. Let's have a quick look at that. And yeah. The back design is, well, it's okay. It's nothing extraordinary. The faces look like they've been done in pink and blue colors. Standard court cards recolored, and they decided to eliminate the pips for some reason. And I don't like it. Why is there no, suit indicator pips? You got the empty space here for no reason, and there was no reason to remove them. So I don't know. It seems like it was just an unnecessary thing to do. Nuts as well. $15 for a deck? I don't think so. That seems pretty pricey. Fair international shipping, whatever that means. Printed by USPC. Moving along, we got the Fantasy playing cards by Luca and Jonah. I wonder if this is the same Jonah. I don't think so, but it's 14% funded, 6 days to go. It was never going to fund. It's not going to fund. It already was on Indiegogo before and didn't make it. And they didn't seem to realize that it's not just the platform, it's also the artwork. Anyway, Ace Treasure Pirates playing cards by Ace Collectible Cards. It's 87% funded, 22 days to go. May or may not have mentioned it last week. We'll have a quick look. Actually, I think I did mention it. It's nice artwork. I don't know if he's got a back design on there yet, but it's well done, and it's definitely worth checking it out. I've had no issues with Ace Collectible Cards thus far, and he is a sponsor of this channel, a supporter of this channel. He sends me this stuff regardless if I back it or not, so I appreciate that. So I recommend it. You support him, you support the channel in a way. It's just a matter of time before it funds. Next, you got Ars Gosia playing cards / game by Bale. It's 21% funded, 37 days to go. It may or may not make it. It's a pretty low goal from the looks of it. This guy came up with this design. He makes posters, logos, covers, postcards, etc. So he decided, why not put this on playing cards? Because everything always works on playing cards, right? We see some of the art style. It's interesting. It's well done, well designed. Unlike that other deck with the fairly standard Men in Black theme. At least this one had some effort put into the design. The back design is mirror imaged, I hope. From the looks of it, it looks like it's mirror imaged. There's a lot of symbolism in there and some creepy skeleton dudes. And the faces are pretty well designed as well. Nice details of the aces. A little unnecessary to have these suit indicators on the aces, but it's different, nothing wrong with that. I don't know who the printer is for this, however, and there's no information on that. €12 for a deck, €15 for an autograph deck. And, yeah, it's probably not going to make it, but you never know. Moving on, we got the Wonderland Lost playing cards. Those sexy ladies on there. By badgirlartwork.com. It is well funded, 52 hours to go. Sex sells. If you don't believe me, just look at that project. It's selling, that's for sure. Pyramida playing cards by Tricklandia is 50% funded, 19 days to go. Again, they're having difficulty funding this deck. It'd probably help if the tuck case was a lot more extravagant than what it is. It's a fairly plain tuck case from the looks of it. And the cards they're okay. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to pass on that one, of course. Bicycle Neon. Apparently there's a time-limited offer right now, despite the fact that it is funded with 3 days to go and it's by Neon Card Creative. I still think they're going to have issues with modifying the rider-back design. That they never responded to my email regarding that, my message that I sent them. Tally Ho number 9, Horseback Restoration by Michael Scott, 46% funded, 9 days to go. I like it. Available in red and blue. Nice vintage design. However, I think the goal is a bit high, and I think there's way too many variations. And he never responded to my comment. My criticism is there's too many variations. It's great to restore a vintage deck of cards in a vintage back design. I like it. I want to see this restored. I want to see it produced. And if you're going to restore it, then restore it. There's no reason to have a standard version and then a limited edition in a old school tuck case and then a collector's edition or whatever it's called that comes wrapped, original release that comes wrapped in this paper. I mean, it seems like you're trying to sell people stuff that you don't really need. Just one restoration reprint of this deck is all we need, as far as I'm concerned. Other stuff, all those additional decks is just kind of a cash grab. Next up, Axel 1.0 by Axel Cards is 16% funded, 6 days to go. It's just not a great looking deck. You look at that code card, it looks very, amateurish. It's not great, and it's not selling. LM Playing Cards by Laura Marquette. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Self-named deck. LM is the initials, of course, of her initials. It is funded, 24 days to go. Let's have a look at this one. The back design is very simple, if you will, generic. A lot of effort into the faces. They all got different artwork on there, different creatures and items. They look pretty decent if you like this type of deck. The back design though just feels like an afterthought, like very generic. Like, let's just make this design and put 4 pips on there. And you see heart, spade, diamond, and club all combined into 1 pip. Because why not? Or at least a heart, spade, and a club. I can't really tell if there's a diamond in there somewhere. Could be. I guess, yeah, there is. I see it now. But yeah, it just feels like a very kind of a generic back design, just like an afterthought. It doesn't really fit what's going on with the faces. That's an interesting ace of hearts with an actual heart. But I mean, the artwork is well done. I'm just not a huge fan of these decks anymore, where let's just put different images on every face of the cards just for the hell of it. Personally, I prefer a deck with some well-designed court cards and jokers and back design and number cards with pips so that they're usable and playable, as opposed to 54 cards with artwork on them that aren't so usable and they're just random basically. But it is what it is. These are to be produced by Cardamundi, and good for her. Nothing wrong with them. If you like that type of style of deck with different artwork on each card, and you want a good quality deck printed by Cardamundi, by all means. It's just not my cup of tea, is what I'm saying. Next up, we got Delirium, The Lost Decks by Third Way Industries. Giovanni is well funded already. 12 days to go. It funded immediately, basically. This features 3 decks. One of them is just a tuck swap, so I'm not going for that one. I'm not a huge fan of tuck swaps, and it's already expensive enough as it is without paying for a different tuck case. So you see some of the artwork here. This is basically back in 2014. He had a Kickstarter campaign for the Delirium Prism deck, and he created these other decks to complete this series. They are missing decks. There's the Delirium Insomnia and the Delirium Ascension. And then there's another one, which is the Delirium Absolute, which is just it's a limited Kickstarter edition deck. I can't tell, that's 2,500 plus decks unlimited for the Insomnia. The Ascension, only 1,700 decks limited. The Absolute is a Kickstarter limited edition, doesn't say how many. They're being printed by USPC. I don't remember if that's where the original one was produced. I don't think that it was, but it is what it is. They're very weird figures. I'm almost, not sure it really appeals to me anymore. But I figured since I got the original one, I might as well complete this series. They're pretty weird looking figures, as you can see. Pretty cartoony. But it is what it is. Nice number cards. You see the Ascension with blue colors. And the Absolute, which has the same cards as the Ascension, but just a different premium tuck case. Only 777 of them being produced. Basically, it's a tuck box made by a new company as an experiment. So it's limited. Right. I'm not a huge fan of using excuses like that to produce another deck just for the hell of it. Apparently it has a gold holofoil box and inner printing, embossing, etc., etc. It is what it is. It's a nice looking, set of decks, nice looking cards, and obviously people are going for them. I pledge for them. One of the few products I'm pledging for now, and it is what it is. Moving on, a Bitcoin game, really? Not sure there's a whole lot else on Kickstarter. We'll have a look. Nope, that is it for Kickstarter, and I will be right back. Alright, let's get back to it here. Looking at some other stuff that's going on. First of all, I didn't see this at all. Actually, no, wait, we must have seen that. The Bicycle Dragonlord that was on Kickstarter seems to have been produced and be coming out. I did not back it though for some reason. I guess I figured I'll get it later on. I had forgotten that this one was actually on Kickstarter. So it's one I will pick up in the near future, I'm sure. Next, we have a new deck from Gemini. It's called the Malibu Playing Cards. And that's the back design. Right, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Definitely not in my, shopping cart. Not something I will be looking at. The Ace of Spades is okay. The faces are, as usual, standard. Come on, Tomas. Put a little more effort and creativity into your decks. Design some court cards instead of just doing standard court cards all the time. And I mean, just the back design. It just looks like, I don't know, something melted on there. It looks like, yeah, looks like you're looking at a back design and you're drunk. You got blurred vision, you know. Just, this is coming in the next few months, I believe. It's a bicycle new fan back Spectrum deck from Cosmos Solano, and actually there was another one he did recently, a tally holder I'm still waiting on, I believe. Or did we get, no, I'm pretty sure I have the Talios, but the one that I'm waiting for that's similar was a recent bicycle one from TCC, I believe. Also coming soon from Seasons, it's the Saronda Sentiments, which is the latest Apothecary deck. And it's still going to have that nice, there's going to be Gilded as well, apparently. Looks very nice. And here's another one, Summer Diamond. So now we get, what is it, the summer and the winter decks? No, we had the winter already. Whatever Saronda is. Anyways, they look pretty nice and they're coming soon. Next we have Outlaws playing cards by Mike at CreativeMints.com. It is available at Scamstuff.com, which is Scam School. It comes in a black and a red or a crimson. Very nice looking tuck cases. Theory 11 would approve. And the back design is also very nice. Looks like they've modified the faces. They're a little bit pricey. They're $14.99 each. Average back design. I think it's a nice back design personally. I'm a fan, and I'm definitely getting there. They are $14.99 each. And shipping, for me, it was another $14.99, so it's a little pricey, but it is what it is. They look pretty cool. And of course, Scam Stuff, this is not the first deck of cards they've come out with. There was another one they did before this one right here, the Arcanas. They've also got other decks available, apparently. But nothing that I am particularly looking for. Right. Put myself back on the screen here. There's also another Outlaw deck to mention. It's the Outlaw playing cards by the Outlaws playing cards. I talk too fast sometimes. By Kings and Crooks, launching on Kickstarter in 2 days, January 16th at noon Pacific time. Looks very nice looking, as you can see. 100% custom, 200% badass. Let's hope so. Printed by USBC. It's been a while since he's done a deck, so it's nice to see him coming out with a new one. His decks, so far, have always been good. The Empire decks are really nice, and that's the only one he's really done on Kickstarter before. So I look forward to seeing more on this one in the next couple of days. We will look at it next week in the video, so there's at least something good about next week's video to look forward to. What else is there? I think we mentioned Views last week. Pretty sure I mentioned Ecliptic coming by the Kickstarter February 1st by Chris of Dienko. I wonder if this one funded or not. I'll have a look. So there it is. Interesting looking Zodiac playing cards. 100% hand drawn and custom. And very nice looking. And it's coming February 1st to Kickstarter. So, right. There's going to be some projects to back in the near future, unfortunately, from my wallet. This one is not funded, and it's not going to fund at this rate. And will it lower, however? 3 days left, it's 10% funded, it's not going to happen. Let's have a quick look at Indiegogo. Come on. Searching for playing cards on Indiegogo is not the easiest, as you'll see, because you'll find all sorts of stuff that's card related and playing card related or just play related, all sorts of weird stuff. Why is everything ended? That's weird. Oh, Cube playing cards is also on here. It's 0% funded, 63 days to go. Not a surprise there. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything there. Nothing else here that I can see that needs to be mentioned. So that is going to be it for this week. Lots of cool stuff coming. And yeah. So that is that. Comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what you think.